Okay, so going back with the subconscious and unconscious thoughts and stuff like that, I wanted to like reiterate on the fact that your parents have an influence in that. So the way that you view your mom and your dad is how you view your masculine and feminine energy. And it also is a reflection of you and your dynamics with your friendships. So be mindful of that. Like the way that you treat your female friends is like a reflection of the way that your mom treated you and you or the way that you view them. That's another factor. How do you view your friends or even significant others? The qualities and traits that you see in like either male or female, like you have to be into consideration. Like, am I looking at my dad's qualities or am I looking at my mom's qualities? It doesn't matter like sexuality wise, but it's just like a reference. Like, are you looking for that? Are those mommy and daddy wounds healed? And you're looking for that security? Oh, my book. Besides that, it's also having to do with your relationship with money. Ooh, at 122. Yeah. So the way that your parents instill the way that you view money, that's another programming that you have to be dealing with. And that's not very easy. Especially if you grew up in poverty and growing up like struggling and stuff like that, it's not fucking easy. And I'm telling you from experience. Even if I lived like, for in a decent neighborhood or whatever, it doesn't take away the fact that we still struggled. It doesn't take away that the way that my parents were raised, their belief systems got instilled onto me. So then I'm here having to go back and reiterate like what is actually true, because like this whole time I thought that whatever my parents were teaching me was right, that everything they thought that they say about the world was correct. And turns out at the age of 23, besides 23, because it was like that's whenever you're dealing with the subconscious thoughts in astrology. Even whenever I moved out, it's like I still have my parents' voices in my head, and I realized, oh shit, the world is not really what it seems. And why didn't they why couldn't they just been more open-minded, or like why couldn't they just do this and that? But you can't be upset at your parents because they only know what they know because of their parents from before. So it's up to you to acknowledge the fact like, okay, I don't want to repeat this fucking pattern and cycle in this lifetime anymore, nor pass it down to my kids, or or just do the same thing that they did, because it's now in your hands. But that you have to be aware of that and also hold yourself accountable, because there is some things that you don't even realize they're pretty fucked up. There's just some things that you probably be doing that you don't even realize, and you're seeing it in somebody else and it's bugging you, but then you're actually the one doing it to yourself. There is a reason why you attracted that. Because maybe at some point you did not treat yourself in a respectful 6:44 on the clock. At some point, you did not treat yourself respectful. You didn't value yourself. You had poor self-esteem, poor boundaries, people-pleasing, all that good stuff. Like, it's stuff like that it's just like, it's a lot to unpack. And this is why the shadow work is very important. But it's also the awareness, especially if you're having intrusive thoughts. And those intrusive thoughts really get to you because you're beating yourself up, and then you're starting the whole cycle of the shaming. And whenever you start the whole shaming and guilt trip, it just becomes a toxic cycle. And you have to really change that up. Like, you have to start slowly. And also learning to give yourself that open space for forgiveness. Because if you don't provide yourself that open space for forgiveness, you won't be able to do it for anybody else. And you're going to have a hard time healing and acknowledging a lot of the mistakes that you've done. Which, to me, whenever I say mistake, it's more like a lesson. Because, 433. It just sounds way too harsh. You didn't know any better at the time, but now you know better. Now you know. So you were just learning, and that's okay. It was just an experience. But that is my little tidbit and my little TED Talk. Yeah. I'm here, but I'm not here, guys. But that's more in depth into what I'm diving in deep. If you guys have any more questions, just put it in the comments, and I'm willing to respond. I'm down to get to know you guys in a better, deeper level. So I'm down.